ton there. So just to try to sum up a little bit for people that's been coming in. So we know the date is August 30th, and then you gave us some alpha about Animal Farm that it will be launched the first week of October. Is that correct, Forex?
Yeah, exactly.
So we got the Animal Farm, the Farms in the Pool that's going to launch. So will the Dog Pound as well? Because I know that's new, and you released that with the BSC News. Will
Yep.
that be launched as well at the same time as the Animal Farm?
Yeah, so that's very important that it is launched at the same time as Animal Farm. And the reason for that is because that is essentially the vesting model for our reward token, which is dogs. It's a very unique vesting model that has never been done before, but it's a major improvement on the current investment model. And the reason for this is because all current investment models are locking up tokens for a period of time. And what happens is, as those tokens unlock, they bleed onto the market. And you either have a scenario where you unlock it a little bit over time, and then you have that slow bleed over time, or even worse, you have a period where, okay, in 2 months, the tokens unlock. And in that case, you have that big panic sell before they unlock, because people know the bunch of tokens are about to hit the market. And you have an even deeper correction than you would have just from unlocking the tokens, because people are trying to, even if people are supporters of the platform, they're even going to dump it because they think, okay, I can dump it today and buy it back for lower after the unlock. Our model, instead of locking tokens, there's a variable tax on the dog token. And this variable tax is based on 2 loyalty scores. There's the token loyalty score, and then there is a wallet loyalty score. The token loyalty score is relative to a specific amount of tokens you have in the dog pound. So if you have 1,000 tokens in the dog pound, you're reducing the tax on those 1,000 tokens. And while you're reducing the tax on those 1,000 tokens, when people who have not reduced their tax transact or sell dogs, that tax that's applied to their dogs gets swapped for BNB and BUSD, 2/3 BNB, 1/3 BUSD. The BNB goes to pay out the stakers in the dog pound who are reducing their tax, and the BUSD is sent to the pig pen to reward the people that are using their dogs to farm pigs, the governance token, and grow their share ownership in the platform. And we have the only farm where you can secure profit on the platform in both BNB and BUSD without ever selling the native assets. So when you have a model where you don't need to sell our native assets, dogs and pigs, to earn a profit, and all the incentive structure is rewarding you and requiring you to stay locked up in the model for a period of time, it's creating a game theory that is designed to produce the highest performing yield generating assets that have ever hit the market. And I strongly believe that with these new mechanics, we will absolutely do that. And so I spoke about the token loyalty score. There's also a wallet loyalty score. And the reason why there's the 2 is because you cannot just have a pure wallet loyalty score where you're reducing the tax on the wallet for any dogs that transacts in the future, because that could open the door to people taking advantage of that. You know, they reduce the tax on one wallet, and now they create some secondary contract where people can stake through that wallet, or there's all kinds of different things people could do there. But we want to reward people who are long-term users of the system. So to do this, we have the token loyalty score, which is reducing the tax on a specific amount of stake tokens, and the wallet loyalty score, which is capped at 30%. So you can only reduce the tax on a wallet by 30%. But from that point on, all tokens that are all dog tokens which are transacted by this wallet are reduced up to 30%. So this means that someone who has been in the system for a year, utilizing the system for a year or 2 years, starts off with their tax already reduced by 30%. So that takes a whole month off the time period that it takes for them to reduce their tax down to the minimal amount, and just sets them up to be rewarded for their loyalty to the system. So it's the only model that really has a structure to sustain the reward tokens for the farm, both the the dogs token and the governance token, which is pigs. On top of this, we have the decentralized supply control algorithm, which is something that we developed, which showed its ability to perform in V1. And this is a algorithm which looks at the current demand for the underlying assets and adjusts the emissions within a range that allows it to become deflationary when the demand is lower and increases the reward structure when the demand is high. So when the demand is high and a lot of people are buying, that's when the rewards are the highest they will be to incentivize people to use those tokens that they just bought to get into the farms and pools. And when the demand is lower, that's when the assets become deflationary, and this deflationary mechanic allows for price appreciation, which makes the tokens more attractive, and it has this positive feedback loop that goes on that really allows the tokens to be sustainable, especially when you consider the new loyalty mechanic. And with V1, the price was performed very well. We did something like 20 or 30x immediately at launch, and then whenever you have a launch and you have this big 20-30x move, you're always going to have a slight correction and then the next leg up. And our supply control algorithm showed exactly what it's designed to do. When it was at that 20-30x high, the rewards are super high, everybody's staking, farming. Then we had that correction, which is natural. The supply control algorithm reduced the emission rate to deflationary, and then the price started pumping again, and we made that next leg up. So a lot of these mechanics have already proven themselves to be very high performing. And now with the new loyalty model, it's so much more powerful. It takes everything that worked with V1 and improves it, to the point where it's basically a new protocol. But it has all of the things that worked, and the things that we saw we could improve on, we improved on. Since I'm saying V1, V2, let me just very quickly say why we decided to go from a V1 to a V2. We